America's turning 250, and it's time to rock out with our forefathers. American-made, battle-ready style for true patriots. Whether you're marching in the parade, grilling in the backyard, or raising a toast to liberty, do it in the gear that screams freedom. Celebrate 250 years of USA in style. Wear your American pride loud. Trendjackers.etsy.com. Grab yours before the fireworks.
Live from Governor's Comedy Club in Levittown, this is Sports Bash presented by TicketBash.com. TicketBash.com, where memories are made affordable and where you'll never pay a service fee. Sports Bash is also presented by the Ryan Anthony Head Start Fund, a group of like-minded individuals trying to raise awareness to our future generations of all possibilities of success other than just college. For more information, visit www.lookwhomadeit.org. Sports Bash is brought to you by the Embassy Diner, located at 4280 Hempstead Turnpike in Bethpage. Every customer is considered family at the Embassy Diner. Mention Sports Bash and get a free dessert with your meal. By Coach's Collectibles, your number one source for 100% authentic sports memorabilia and live public autograph events. Check them out online at coachescollectiblesny.com. And by the Marty Lyons Foundation, the official charity of Sports Bash Media. For more information, go to martylyonsfoundation.org. Well, hi again, everybody. Happy Monday. I'm Peter Schwartz, a special Monday edition of Sports Bash. Phone number to call is 516-465-3990. Make sure you're following Sports Bash Media on X, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. And make sure you're subscribing to Govs Comedy Club Podcast on YouTube and Facebook. And you can also listen to the show on Apple Music and Spotify. We've got a great show for you on this Monday. And remember, we're doing the show today and tomorrow. No show, obviously, on Thanksgiving on Thursday. So after tomorrow, we'll be back with you next week. And then just stay tuned, because we're going to have a holiday schedule the rest of December into the new year. So you want to stay tuned for that. But on this Monday, we have a really cool show for you today. I think every show we do is basically cool, for the most part. I think some of them I think we do better than others, but I think for the most part we give it the good old college try every single program. But I think today is really something special on the show today. If you are a fan of the Hulu show, the comedy about hockey, about the hockey team, the Sudbury Blueberry Bulldogs, you're going to love what we have for you today, because the Shoresy cast is going to be bringing the Shoresy Classic hockey game to Long Island at UBS Arena on December 10th. The cast of Shoresy will take on the New York Islanders alumni team. It should be a hysterical, fun, entertaining evening at UBS Arena. And what we have on the show today, or who we have on the show today, is a guy who plays the goalie, Michaels, on the show. Ryan McDonald is going to join us here on the program, and he does a great job playing the goalie Michaels, and he's also done some other things, acting, voiceovers, and he's been in musical bands as well. So we'll talk to him about the show, about the game coming to UBS, and also about the other things he is doing in his career. We're also going to be joined, a repeat guest here on the show, Jim Kilmeade, who is the managing partner and the general manager of American Soccer Club New York, the NPSL soccer team that plays here on Long Island. He will be joining us because last week the team made a very historic and important announcement regarding a partnership with the New York Cosmos. So we're going to talk to Jim about that, how season 1 for American Soccer Club went, and what the expectations are for season 2 coming up in 2026. We also will have, as usual, our other elements, including What's Hot at Ticketbash.com, the Sports Bash Media poll question of the day, and we'll check out the Coach's Collectibles item of the week. Lots to talk about on this Monday because it was a very busy last 24 hours in New York/New Jersey sports, and there was a significant baseball trade that we'll get to in just a couple of minutes. And there's been some hockey news over the last 24 hours that we'll get to later on the show as well. But we'll start with football here on this Monday morning. And look, the Giants obviously are heading towards a different era at the end of this season. I don't think it's likely that interim head coach Mike Kafka is going to get the full-time job. And I think the jury is still out as to whether or not Joe Shane will return as general manager. Of course, Brian Daboll, the head coach, was already let go. But today the Giants made another move, and a move towards the future, and that's something that their fans and the media have been clamoring for over the last few weeks, and that is the firing of defensive coordinator Shane Bowen. And to be completely honest, this is probably a move long overdue. I mean, the Giants should have probably done this when they fired Daboll. Maybe they should have done it before they fired Brian Daboll, because the Giants' defense during clutch time, during fourth quarter situations, has been absolutely abysmal. And yesterday, I mean, if you're a Giants fan, and again, I'm not, I don't have a lot of hair left to begin with, but if I was a Giants fan, I'd be pulling my hair out, because yesterday was the 5th time this season that the Giants had a lead in the fourth quarter and lost the game. I can't even as a Jets fan, I would love the Jets to have had leads in 5 games this year, because they haven't. I don't think so. I don't think the Jets have had leads in 5 games. I don't believe so they have. I'd be ecstatic if the Jets had leads in 5 games this year. But that's been a huge problem. Remember the collapse in Denver? The Giants had that big fourth quarter lead, and then they blew the lead in Chicago. And then yesterday in Detroit, and I remember watching the game yesterday, and the Giants are up by 3 points. They're driving, the drive stalls, and Mike Kafka then has a decision to make. Do you go for it and try and put the game out of reach with a touchdown, or do you kick the field goal, make it a 6-point game, and make the Lions have to go the length of the field to score a touchdown to not just tie the game, but potentially win it? Mike Kafka decides to go for it on 4th down. They don't do it, and then the Lions come straight down the field, and they kick a 59-yard field goal with late in the fourth quarter that send the game into overtime, and then the Giants lose. But this is on, obviously, the defense, because they let the Lions come straight down the field again, get into position for that field goal, and this is what has happened 5 times now this season, where the Giants could not hold a lead in the fourth quarter. And it was the right move to make, to be honest with you, to get rid of Shane Bowen. And look, there's at 2-10, the Giants have 5 games left this season to for the current anybody who's currently still with them to make an impression. But I got to think now the Giants would have the second overall pick in the draft. The Jets, by the way, would have fourth. We'll get to the Jets in just a second. But the Giants right now would have the second pick in the NFL draft, and really in need of an infusion of a new era and some new life. And I can't imagine if the Giants go the rest of the way. Let's say the Giants, win 3 games this year, even 4. And I don't know how the Giants win 2 more games the rest of the season. But if you're John Mara and the Giants ownership group, I mean, you have to think, well, Joe Schoen survived when they fired Brian Daboll, but this team is a mess right now. This team is a mess. Now you think you have your franchise quarterback in Jackson Dart, but he has missed 2 games with a concussion. And with the second pick in the draft, are the Giants thinking about maybe taking another quarterback, or what do they do? In terms of in terms of going forward here, and I got to think that the Giants ownership group is going to make a complete, total house cleaning at the end of the season. Kafka gone, Shane gone, and they'll just go in another direction. And but for Giant fans, it's a happy Monday because Shane Bowen was fired as defensive coordinator, and now the Giants can move on the rest of the season and see what they can do. As far as the Jets go, a loss to the Ravens, not unexpected, to be honest with you. I wanted the Jets to win this game badly because my fraud friend in Baltimore, dumped the Jets to become a Ravens fan. And when the Jets were up 7-0, I was like, oh wow, is this really going to happen? And I kind of knew in the back of my mind it wasn't, and the Ravens took over the game. But then, the Jets are down 10, and they're driving for a score, and Breece Hall fumbles at the goal line, at the 1-yard line. And there's some poetic justice in Breece Hall. Now look, Breece Hall is a terrific player. And I think all things equal, you'll want to get him re-signed. He's going to be a free agent at the end of the season. And I think all things considered, you want to get him signed. But he has been miserable. He was obviously unhappy with the Jet trades and seeing 2 of his buddies get dealt. And he was bitter and I'm usually pretty even-keeled when it comes to how the Jets reporters handle the team, because I've been in that room. I've covered the Jets before in my career, and I know that there's some cynicism and maybe some ill feelings by some people who cover the Jets towards the team. But Brian Costello from the New York Post went up to Justin Fields in the locker room the other day, and they tried to get his reaction to being benched in favor of Tyrod Taylor, and Justin Fields didn't really want to talk, and Brian pushed him and said, not pushed him physically, like pushed him verbally, like, what's your reaction? And Justin Fields responded as he walked away by saying, shit happens. And that's really it. So Justin Fields really didn't want to talk about getting benched, and Brian Costello tweeted that on X. And that was his response. Breece Hall sees that and quote tweets it and said something to the effect of, why would you even do that? That's like a BS move. I know I'm wrong in the wording that I'm doing, but this, like, Breece Hall took issue with the fact that Brian Costello went up to Justin Fields to ask him his reaction. Now, look, you know what the reaction's going to be. Yeah, I mean, who's happy losing their job? Nobody is happy getting benched if you're a football player, but that's the job of the media to do. You have to go get the reaction, whether it's morally, I don't even know if morally is the right word, but like, that's the job of the beat writers. Like, when someone gets benched or someone does something wrong in a game, your job is to go get that reaction from those players. And for Breece Hall to have an issue with Brian Costello going up to Justin Fields, to me, he's just being bitter. I think he's acting a little bit like a baby. So I don't know if you saw my social media yesterday, Breece Hall, if the Jets score on that drive, there's still 6 or 7 minutes left to go in the game, and the Jets have a legitimate chance to come back and tie the game or take the lead. But Breece Hall fumbles at the 1-yard line. Here's another thing about Breece Hall. He has had some critical fumbles during his career. He's had a couple of injuries, and he's just acting like a miserable person. And I'm thinking to myself, if the Jets franchise him, maybe they tag him and trade him. Because I don't know if you want that negative energy on this team going forward with the new regime trying to change the culture of the Jets. Do you want a guy like Breece Hall on the team bringing it down? And I tweeted it out yesterday. I said, you think Breece Hall's going to be okay with the Jet Riders going up to him afterward after the game and saying, hey, what'd you think of your fumble? Like, that's what came into my mind. If he didn't like Brian Costello asking Justin Fields about getting benched, what was his reaction when all the Jet Riders there yesterday in Baltimore went up to him after the game and wanted to talk about the fumble? Because let's be honest, I don't know if the Jets would have come back completely. Look, they could have turned the ball over on the next play anyway, and maybe they don't get the ball back and they don't tie the game. But at that very moment, he cost the Jets the game by fumbling the ball at the 1 yard line. So take it like a man. He did. And, I worked at FAN last night and I played some sound bites from Breece Hall talking about it. And I guess he acted like a grown up and faced the media. So great. I get it. But I just don't like that negative energy on the Jets. And look, and the Jets are playing out the string here too. At least they're playing hard for Aaron Glenn, and we'll see how it goes the rest of the way. And I can bitch and moan until the cows come home about the Jets, but I still watch the games. I mean, listen. I'm not. If I have a chance to do something else, I'll do it. But for the most part, I watched the game yesterday, and right now the plan is for our family to go to the game this Sunday. When people will say, well, why would you do that? I'm like, we go to one game a year. You know what? Go to that disgusting, terrible stadium that they call MetLife. It's brutal to watch a football game there, but we do that once a year, and we'll see what happens. Before we go to a break and we get to our first guest on the show, and we are excited about it, just to touch on me and Tony Walker, my producer, who hosts the Knock 'em Dead comedy show on Govs Comedy Club podcast from 11 to 12:30 Monday through Friday. I'm going to get his thoughts on this later on because this will be the Sports Bash Media poll question of the day later on. We'll get to it, but I just want to touch on it before we take the break and welcome Ryan McDonald from Schwartz in just a few minutes. The Mets traded Brandon Nimmo to the Texas Rangers for second baseman Marcus Semien. And when the trade first broke last night, the overwhelming thought on social from Met fans was like, what are they doing? Even media people too, like, what are they doing trading Brandon Nimmo for a 35-year-old player, 2 years older? But if you start to peel away the layers of this trade, the Mets are saving some salary here. They were able to get rid of Brandon Nimmo's contract. He had a great run with the Mets and was on some playoff teams with them, was a fan favorite. I get it. I saw somebody post today on X. They just bought the Brandon Nimmo City Connect uniform, the purple NYC. Tony, really quick, do you like that jersey? The purple NYC Mets jersey?
I prefer the original pinstripes, but I like those
too. You like
too.
it? So, yeah, my kids like it too. And that's really what's most important for the Mets is because the kids want the jerseys and they order them. But somebody had just bought one. Like, what am I going to do with this now? So, and that was another tweet that I had this morning by saying, hey, it's probably safer just to buy a jersey with your own name and number on it or buy a throwback jersey, at least somebody that means something to you. But I think if you peel back all the layers of this trade, it was probably a good deal for David Stearns. He clears the cap room. He brings in a good clubhouse guy. The Mets right now are better defensively in their infield because Semien is really good defensively. Now his bat, fell off a little bit last year, so perhaps he can regain that with the Mets this year. We'll see. But I think on par, and me and Tony will talk about it a little bit later on because I like to bring in my resident Met fan to get the Met fan version of it. But I think just as an outsider looking at it, I think it's a good deal for the Mets, clearing some salary. And again, like you have to see what comes next for the Mets. Do they go after some high-priced players? Do they make a trade? We'll see what winds up happening. But on the surface, from my opinion, I think it's a pretty good deal for the Mets. We're going to take a really quick break here on the show. When we come back, we're going to talk about the hit TV show on Hulu, Shorzy and the Shorzy Classic coming to UBS Arena with one of the cast members, Ryan McDonald, who plays the very, very funny Michaels, the goalie, on the show. We're going to talk to Ryan when we come back here on the program right after this. Hi, I'm Peter Schwartz.
And I'm Vinny Tickets.
We want to take a moment to talk about our fantastic sponsor, the Embassy Diner.
Embassy Diner has been a beloved staple in the restaurant industry for over 50 years. And the great thing about it is when you walk through the door, you're not a customer, you are family. Every visit promises to be filled with warmth, love and respect.
And here's an extra treat. If you mention Sports Bash during your visit, you enjoy a free dessert on the Embassy Diner.
Come on down to the Embassy Diner, where great food and great company are always on the menu.
Visit the Embassy Diner, located at 4280 Hempstead Turnpike in Bethpage. Welcome back to Sports Bash, presented by TicketBash.com and the Ryan Anthony Head Start Fund. I'm Peter Schwartz. Phone number to call on this Monday is 516-465-3990. There is a very, very cool event. Should be an entertaining evening at UBS Arena coming up on December 10th, and that's when the Shoresy Classic comes to Long Island. The cast of the TV show Shoresy will take on a team of New York Islanders alumni, and this is the second year that the cast of Shoresy has gone out on the road with their cast, of which many of those people that are on the show are former professional or amateur hockey players, and now they're part of this wonderfully funny show on Hulu called Shoresy that's about to go into its fifth season. And we want to welcome in our first guest here on the show today. He plays the goalie Michaels on Shoresy. He is Ryan McDonald. Ryan, it's Peter. How are you?
Peter, it's so great. It's so great to be here, man. I'm living on cloud nine right now. So I'm in the Pistons workout room right now. It's pretty wild.
So you're in Detroit now, getting ready for the game that's in Detroit, and it's an 8-city tour that you guys are going to be going on. You're going to be coming to Long Island for the first time on December 10th at UBS Arena. I know you've got some business to take care of before that, but what's your excitement level in coming with the cast of Shoresy here to Long Island?
Oh man, it's just there's so many ties there too. Like Freddie's on our cast too, so it's going to be really extra special. Patrick Wasson, and so it's like. We're kind of starting it all off, the truth be told, right now. Like I got like half my gear on right now. We're having a little morning skate. Some of the boys are still out there right now. And like our first game of this whole tour is tonight. So it's just, we've had a few dinners together. We've been just all kind of back together for the first time in a few months. So it's been awesome.
I had a chance
it's
to meet.
Good to be with the boys.
Yeah, absolutely. I had a chance to meet a couple of your cast members at an Islanders game, a couple of weeks ago, and
right.
I don't want you to be insulted by this question because I did the same thing with them. But for people who are not, even people who watch the show but are not familiar with this tour that you're going on with the Shoresy Classic, and I asked the guys there that night. What should the fans expect from these games? Is it like the Harlem Globetrotters? Is it all entertainment? Is it partial like competitive hockey? Tell everybody what they will expect.
It's definitely competitive hockey. I mean, You can see who's on the ice, right? I mean, these the alumni have gone out and they put together quite the teams here. We're looking at the player rosters of different cities, and even the Islanders maybe look the strongest, the youngest.
Yeah.
So,
well, you got a couple. You're going to be facing a couple of guys who not long ago had an Islander jersey on, like Cal Clutterbuck and Josh Bailey.
Yeah, is Matt Molson playing?
Matt Martin is playing in that game too.
Or Matt Martin, yeah. Sorry.
Well, I think Matt Molson is playing too, but yes, definitely Matt Martin is playing in that game.
So it's just crazy. Like, I mean, come on, those guys were playing pretty sure just recently. So it's awesome. I mean, we're having like a pinch myself moment a little bit, but the hockey it's great. It's super fast paced. People are in the crowd like last year. I'm sure it'll be again this year. There's like they're bringing chicken for Goody, and people got drumsticks, and so it's pretty cool in that regard. Like our fans are incredibly special. I think they see the show for what it is, and like to be there and just to like meet us. We're all there hanging out. Like we're on the bench. We're signing stuff. It's and there's definitely some surprises that we have like in between periods and all kinds of stuff. And you get to see some. There's lots of surprises. It's pretty awesome.
We're talking to Ryan McDonald, who plays Michaels, the goalie on the TV show Shoresy. The Shoresy Classic is coming to UBS Arena on December 10th when the cast of Shoresy takes on the Islanders alumni team. I'll circle back to the game again in a couple of minutes, but I wanted to turn to the actual show and just get your thoughts on the response from the audience over the first 4 seasons, and it's sometimes it's hit or miss when a show starts, whether it's on a network or streaming like you guys are on Hulu here in the United States. But are you, Ryan, overwhelmed by the response from the audience and just the way people have taken to the show and supported to the show, and now we're waiting on the 5th season to get loaded in here? What are your thoughts on the growth of the show, and how overwhelmed are you by the success?
I mean, you just saying overwhelmed is probably the best way to put it. Like, I've not a lot of stuff, but I've been acting for a little while, and to see the response as just a singular TV show gets like this, yeah, it is. It's overwhelming. Like, we had people following us. I don't know. The fans are great because it touches into something that's not just hockey, I think, and it's something that a lot of fans watch it. If they played sports, it's basically like anyone who's been in a group or something. You know what I mean? Like, they could be a chess group. They could be, but the dynamic that we've struck a chord with, I think, is like the dressing room stuff. You can hate someone on your team, but you still love them. There's a lot of, if that makes sense, but your team, right? And you go through things together. And that is the thing that resonates, I think, a lot with people. That they've done that, and there's also, the ongoing factor of like aging and gracefully, like, what do we do next type deal. And sometimes, injuries or whatever with an athlete, they're everywhere. There's so many stories of that. So there's so many people that identify, with some of those moments, especially like last season. And so it's really cool to just to watch the growth, to be honest.
Tell me about Jared Kiso, who's the creator of the show, writer on the show, and he actually, plays the lead character in Shorzy, the captain of the Bulldogs, and your relationship with him over these 4 seasons, and what he's meant to you in your career now by having this opportunity to be in the show.
Oh my God, man. Do you got an hour or like?
Actually, the show only goes another 36 minutes, and I have another guest. Look, but okay,
he's one of my favorite people on the entire planet. The truth is, we've been friends for a long time. He has had his career. I auditioned for this role. It wasn't like just given to me or something like that. I think maybe people think that, but I think when the audition came across his desk and he was like, what? And I didn't play hockey the way that they were trying to get as many like pros, basically, like junior or bust. And I didn't play that. But I played men's league with him and he knew I could skate. So he's like, hold on, no, he might be good. So, and I honestly thought I was getting the coach when we started and didn't know anything about the goalies. So, yeah, like he has given me this opportunity to be going, like we're just out there skating right now in this lit up, quiet arena before we're starting the madness tonight. And just like, just grinning ear to ear, looking at each other. Like, it's just a really special thing, to have, to be doing this with your friend. I'd be elated to be doing this anyway. But to like we've played music together in the past. We've done all kinds of stuff. So to share the screen with him is an honor for sure.
Have you calculated in your mind over the first 4 seasons, because we haven't seen anything from season 5 yet, but over the first 4 seasons, have you calculated how many times Shorzy has said to Michael, "Shut the F up"?
No, but if there's anyone out there on YouTube, I'm sure there's like a clip or something of how many times. It was funny, yeah. Season 3, I think. I remember reading the scripts, and I was like, I don't think I finish a line in the whole season. Like, someone cuts me off every single time, so I would have to, like, if they weren't cutting me off quick enough, you're just like, well, just ramble, I guess, or something. But yeah, that's pretty wild, eh? I know.
I don't know sometimes how you
said
guys
with love.
I don't know how many times, Ryan, you guys can keep a straight face, because I've seen some of the blooper reels too, and I gotta imagine like some of those scenes must take what seems like forever to get through them, because the lines are so funny, and especially if you're a hockey fan and you know people who have played, not even in the NHL, but people who have played beer league hockey and deck hockey, roller hockey, you know the chirping that goes on a hockey team or against another hockey team. But I got to imagine, like, just the fact that the lines are so good and funny, like it must have been so difficult to get through some of those scenes.
It's like exciting to go do it with them, because you know it's so funny. And to see it like come off the page finally with each other. And the truth is, we all kind of know each other pretty well now, and you really hear the characters when you're reading it. So like like TR and Goody. I mean, God, like it just roaring laughing. The crew too, like the crew's in the back snickering too. So you know you're on to something if the crew members are laughing. So that's always fun.
That's pretty good too. And the show is shot on location in Sudbury, where there is an OHL hockey team, a junior team that plays in
Wolves,
Sudbury, and you use their arena to shoot the hockey scenes. How about the town and how they've embraced having you guys there? Not just for the sake of doing the show, but also giving that town a lot of publicity and maybe improving tourism to Sudbury.
I think they've done some stuff, like some partnerships with the city. We like, especially in the summer season that we got to do, you know, the first 2 seasons we shot, we were truthfully in the pandemic too, and it's the middle of winter, and it's, you know, that is Sudbury, but in the summertime, oh my God, is it ever beautiful there?
Really?
The lakes and the town just comes alive. It was a different place, and we really got to shine a spotlight like on the businesses, restaurant. Like if you see where we're always celebrating like our no-show championship, we're basically at like, we tried to paint that town around. Like I think we touched a lot of the businesses, but we're or like dancing in front of them or whatever. But they've I think they still like us. No, they're really, really good to us. They're so great. They just opened our doors to them, and Letterkenny had been shooting there prior. It's a lot of the same crew. That show was a hit, obviously, and they just, now that it was about hockey, it was a whole other level of like, because they love their hockey in Sudbury, baby. So
and I think aren't the Wolves wearing? I thought I saw this online somewhere. I think the Wolves are wearing a Bulldogs jersey for a game.
They did like a collab thing with the OHL. They are one of the nicest jerseys. Like I want one so bad. And Chase, who was on our cast, he plays with the Sudbury Wolves, so he got to wear that. It was pretty cool. Like he was in our season 4 with the young guys that we were kind of mentoring a little bit. So
we have a few minutes left with Ryan McDonald, who plays Michaels on the Hulu show Shoresy, and the Shoresy Classic is coming to UBS Arena on December 10th when the cast takes on the Islanders alumni team. When you look at the show, and we're all waiting patiently for season 5 to come out, but I know in season 4, the storyline shifted kind of away from hockey a little bit, and I know a couple of the guys have said that in season 5 fans can expect you guys to get back to the brass tacks of being a hockey team again. How excited are you for season 5 to come out, and can you give us a little tidbit or sneak preview of what we can expect to see when season 5 is dropped?
Well, I'll just say, like, what can I say?
I don't want you to give it away. I'm just looking for a little tease.
I'm not giving anything away. I'm just saying, like, the hockey is back. It looks, I'm a film geek, right, and it looks so good. There's definitely some like curveballs. I think it's going to be loved. Like this, like you said, the city too is a big part of this, and you'll see why, I guess, coming up soon. But the show is coming soon, so I can't say exactly the date. We might even be saying it tonight. So it's soon.
Back to the game that's coming here to Long Island. You're getting ready for the one in Detroit tonight, but when the game comes here to Long Island, on December 10th. The people who aren't familiar with it, when they come to the game, they're going to see you as a skater. You're not playing goalie.
Yeah.
I've watched some of the video of the past games, so I know you grew up in Nova Scotia playing hockey. Did you ever really play goalie, or like how do you guys find the goalies to play in the game? Are they just ringers?
Oh, there's so many good goalies out there. Yeah, for sure. And when we had Joey Coker's son's playing here tonight, so I mean, like it's just been wild. Like for me to go out there and get lit up, I don't think is probably great for the game. And no one wants to see that. Or I guess maybe they just yell at me all game. And but the truth is I wasn't part of this at the beginning, and they asked me to jump on. I love hockey. I'm just honored to be out there with them. I don't like terribly suck, but I'm not good. so let's just say that.
I know I'd asked you before about coming to Long Island, but obviously the Islanders have such a rich history, and I'm sure you're going to experience a lot of that when you come to the building and you see a lot of the things on the walls and just getting a feel of what the Islanders' history is like. What do you know about the Islanders' history, and how excited are you to meet some of the legends that you're going to be playing against that night?
It's the legends and just the lure of the Islanders, like just I grew up in Nova Scotia, right? So just any of that area in the hockey is special to me, man. So, and the colors, it's iconic, that orange, like I don't know. It speaks to me a little, it's more than the Rangers maybe. So, I mean,
I don't like to discuss
iconic,
Ryan, I'm a huge Islanders fan, as you can see by the hat. So we talk very rarely about the Rangers on this show. I can't stand
to get you going.
Yeah, and the fact that the Islanders are doing so much better than the Rangers this early in the season makes me very excited, and excited to come to the game that night. And I guess people, if they want to get tickets for the game, they can go to shoresy.hockey.com, right?
Yeah.
And we're actually, I don't know if you know this, but we're going to be giving away 2 tickets to the game here on the show over the next week. So our listeners and our viewers are going to have to stay tuned to our social media channels to find out how they can get tickets. Listen, I cannot thank you enough for spending some time on the show. Have fun with the game in Detroit tonight, and I'm really excited, hopefully, to meet you at the game on December 10th at UBS Arena when you guys are here for the Shoresy Classic.
All right. Thank you so much for having me.
You got it. Ryan McDonald, who plays Michaels, the goalie on Shoresy. It's a hysterical show. It really is. And I think also people that might have not given it a chance at first, and when you give it a second chance, it actually connects with you, especially if you are a hockey fan. It's hysterically funny, and I can't wait to see that game here on the island. And again, we're going to be giving away a pair of tickets to that game that night, the Shoresy Classic, the cast of Shoresy against the New York Islanders alumni team. So stay tuned. We'll have some details. Perhaps on the show tomorrow, we'll be able to tell you how you can enter the drawing to win those tickets. We still have a lot more to come here on the show. When we come back, we're going to switch gears and we're going to talk a little soccer with Jim Kilmeade, who is the managing general partner and the GM of American Soccer Club New York, NPSL team that plays here on Long Island. Lots of exciting things going on with that team, and we'll talk about that when we come back here on Sports Bash right after this. Hi, I'm Peter Schwartz.
And I'm Vinny Tickets.
We want to take a moment to talk about our fantastic sponsor, the Embassy Diner.
Embassy Diner has been a beloved staple in the restaurant industry for over 50 years. And the great thing about it is when you walk through the door, you're not a customer, you are family. Every visit promises to be filled with warmth, love, and respect.
And here's an extra treat. If you mention Sports Bash during your visit, you enjoy a free dessert on the Embassy Diner.
Come on down to the Embassy Diner, where great food and great company are always on the menu.
Visit the Embassy Diner, located at 4280 Hempstead Turnpike in Bethpage.
In 1982, the Marty Lyons Foundation began with a single heartfelt mission: to bring moments of joy and hope to critically ill children by granting wishes that make their dreams come true. Since that day, we have touched the lives of over 8,600 families, raising over $44 million to grant wishes that offer a beacon of light in their darkest times. These precious wishes cost an average of $7,100 each, and your support is crucial to our mission. Every donation, big or small, makes a difference. And with 84 cents of every dollar going directly to supporting our families, you can rest assured your support truly changes lives. The Morning Lions Foundation operates 11 chapters in 14 states now, working tirelessly to reach as many children as we can. This dedication goes hand in hand with our commitment to transparency and accountability, earning us top ratings on Charity Navigator, Great Nonprofits, and Candid, which underscores our dedication to those we serve. The Morning Lions Foundation grants wishes to children ages 3 to 17. And what really makes this foundation so special is our willingness to grant not only a first wish, but also consider a second wish to a child who continues to battle a life-threatening illness. We stand by these children, offering them hope and strength through the power of dreams, giving our children the courage to wish for more.
What's your purpose in life? Is your purpose in life to live in the big house and drive the nice car? No. Your purpose in this life is to make it a little bit better for those that follow and realize that we live for today to see a better tomorrow.
Visit MartyLionsFoundation.org to learn more and get involved.
Welcome back to Sports Bash, presented by TicketBash.com and the Ryan Anthony Head Start Fund. I'm Peter Schwartz. Once again, we say thank you to Ryan McDonald for joining us here on the program. Ryan, from the cast of Shoresy, the Shoresy Classic, coming up on December 10th at UBS Arena as the cast of Shoresy takes on the Islanders alumni team. And one of the things that I didn't get a chance to touch on with him, you know who's coaching the Islanders team? There's two coaches. One is Steve Webb, who was here in studio with us one time. And the other coach is Brian Trottier, is going to be coaching the Islanders alumni team. And I heard from a number of people around the Islanders that when they put this game together, usually sometimes when the Islanders have these alumni games, it's like pulling teeth to get some of the players to participate in these alumni games. When some of these players found out that the game was against the cast of Shoresy, they were chomping at the bit to get into this game. So that's actually going to be a lot of fun, a lot of names that a lot of Islander fans of all ages are going to enjoy. And if you watch the show, Shoresy, you're going to like some of the characters that are going to be on the ice that night at UBS Arena. This segment of Sports Bash is presented by the Ryan Anthony Head Start Fund, a group of like-minded individuals trying to raise awareness to our future generations of all possibilities of success other than just college. For more information, visit www.lookwhomadeit.org. We want to welcome in our next guest here on the show. We're going to switch gears, talk a little soccer here on the program. He has been on the show before. The American Soccer Club New York Fighting Tomcats are going to be entering their second season in the NPSL in 2026, and they had a very successful first year in 2025, and we welcome into the show their managing partner and general manager, Jim Kilme. Jim, it's Peter. How are you?
Great to see you, Peter. How you doing today?
Doing great, and we're very, very excited about a lot of things about the team as you guys head into Season 2 in 2026. And the biggest reason why we wanted to have you on was to talk about the big announcement that you guys made last week and this partnership with the New York Cosmos. And when anybody mentions the words New York Cosmos and you're a soccer person here in the New York area, it obviously gives you goosebumps because the Cosmos have such a storied history in the area, going back to their days at Giant Stadium and then the resurrection of the team in 2013 when they came back to Hofstra Stadium. And now the Cosmos are back playing at a high level of soccer in Paterson, New Jersey. And you guys are able to form a partnership with them that will also include an exhibition, an exhibition game. And I was wondering if you could share some of that with us.
No, it's my pleasure, Peter. It's almost about a year ago this month, I believe, that that you and I came together to talk about this new concept that we had, this new launch after being accepted in the NPSL. And we haven't even announced the Fighting Tomcats as our mascot at that
you
point
wouldn't.
in time.
You
So,
wouldn't tell me. I tried to get you
here.
to tell me on the show that day, and you you wouldn't. We're friends a long time, and you would not tell me what the name of the team was going to be.
No, and I'm sure you respected me for it.
I
We had a huge
did.
launch party last year, and we're going to come back and have another one at the Aviation Museum. The Fighting Tomcats is the F-14 Fighting Tomcats, named by Vietnam era F-14, built here by Grumman Corporation on Long Island. It's a bit of it's honoring the history of our island, one of the greatest employers they ever had here, and the aviation history and quite honestly air and space history that manufacturing had on the manufacturing and engineering side. So a year later, here we are, but it's great. And last week's announcement was the culmination of the Cosmos coming full circle in some ways, and also our conversations behind the scenes. And a year ago, we were concept, now we're reality, and now we got a season behind us. And when Eric Stover and the Cosmos came in and made their announcement for Hinchcliffe Stadium in Patterson, we began speaking, having had a long history of working together, collaborating together in the sport, in construction, and actually in the operation professional soccer team. So we're like-minded. We came together, Giuseppe Rossi, sporting director, and others, and John Fitzgerald, our head coach, and we put together the framework for an organization, for a situation that would benefit the Cosmos in their launching and also benefit our program. It's a perfect combination for two entities that, although are probably about 71 miles apart, if we were to drive to each other's stadiums, it would probably take us 2.5 hours. So not only we're not competing, we want to help. We want to help the Cosmos be successful in their relaunch. They played a big role in my talking to you today. I wouldn't have been here if the Cosmos hadn't started in the 70s and had their head coach become a founder of our soccer club in Massapequa Soccer Club in Gordon Bradley. So this is an honor, and we're going to help each other. We already are. And one of the most exciting things, Peter, as you saw in the announcement, is the not only are players going to be developed by both organizations and loaned to each other and or sold to each other, but the Cosmos will come back here to their roots on Long Island and play an annual exhibition game, which we will host.
It's going to be going to be great. I wanted to circle back to Eric Stover because, as you know, I was the PA announcer for the new Cosmos starting in 2013 through 2018, and to be able to work for a team that I grew up loving, going to games with my dad in front of 70,000 people at Giant Stadium, and the fact that they came back and they planted their roots here on Long Island was so important. And I know Eric Stover, when you think about people who are so important to soccer in this tri-state area, he comes to mind, and I know you've had a great relationship with him over the years. So this has to be for you a very special partnership and relationship because it involves both yourself and involves Eric in putting this partnership together.
Yeah, it does. Well, you know what it is in the fraternity of pro sports, let alone pro soccer, is a very tight one, and they're mostly great people. But there's certain people that you've had good experiences with. Some people you've had just business experience with. With Eric, we were able to have really good business cooperative relationships and helping each other, and also respect him as an individual. And I think we have a good mutual respect. My highest compliment for people is being a good human, and I think Eric's a good human. He's surrounding himself, like I've done here on Long Island, with John Fitzgerald and others, and my managing partner, Kevin Reardon, and our coaching staff, and all the people, and Justin Carano in community relations. And we've got a small organization with great people. Eric has put together the same, and we're helping him, and he's helping us. Yeah,
it's going to be a great partnership, and already looking forward to that exhibition game, and that's going to bring a lot of eyeballs on soccer here on Long Island, and that's really what your team is all about, American Soccer Club New York and the Fighting Tomcats. You started last year, and it really is a model franchise for how you would go about developing local players and being able to to kind of launch them in their career, and you did just that last year. So for those who are not familiar with the league, the NPSL, which, by the way, the Cosmos did also have a team in a number of years ago as well. It's a great league with a high level of quality to it. But from your perspective with American Soccer Club New York, what is the mission statement? What is the objective in putting this team on the field every year?
The American Soccer Club New York Fighting Tomcats were formed with an eye toward identifying, developing, Long Island, New York metropolitan area based players, putting them in the front window, helping them launch their careers through our men's professional team into Europe. And underlining all that is the core mission is to put Long Island where it used to be, and Metro New York where it used to be, as the epicenter for soccer talent development in the country. We've lost that mantle. It's a very difficult world to develop players in now. It costs a lot of money. And that's not how soccer was become the most popular sport in the world. But that's the American way right now in all sports. And so we're trying to do is support all the great soccer clubs in Long Island, over 110 or 120, the biggest clubs, the smallest clubs, and everybody in between. We affiliate with everybody, and we're trying to find their players that they have worked so hard to develop and giving them an opportunity, get them into our world of the American Soccer Club, and help them, the select group of maybe the top 5% players, and give them an opportunity to train with our men's team, with our pro team, and eventually our women's team. And for the few kids that have it, help them launch to not only be signed by our team, we have a great example of that, but to help them, if they have a career or a desire to have a European career and believe they have the ability to do it, we have the connections internationally, and we think we have the expertise locally to help advance their careers with their incredible hard work. And when we do launch that youth academy, it will be for no money. It'll be fully funded. And we're working with sponsors and local investors right now to help make that reality. But even before, Peter, we had kind of a proof of concept, because the concept is great, but then you have to show that it actually works and you can prove it. Well, we're way ahead of the year. We're probably 2 years ahead of where I thought we'd be. To our great coaching staff of John Fitzgerald and Juan Palacio and Vic Montine and Ben Koch, Rob Malicchio, with our training strength coach, an incredible person. We put together a team that is made up of 90% local Long Island players. And John and our staff identified through our network a young player from Connecticut, Ronkonkoma hometown, first generation immigrant from El Salvador, Dylan Lopez, through the Lake Grove, Newfield, Stony Brook Soccer Club, I think now called the Atlantic FC. And we brought that kid in for a tryout at recommendation. He did well, and we signed him. And not only did we sign him, and he held his own at 16 years old, rising junior, now a senior at Connecticut High School, but he played in 2 games. And it caught the eye of not only the soccer community, but CBS Sports, Fox.
I was going to say that you guys got some pretty good publicity out of that.
Yeah, because you know why I think so? It's not just a soccer, it's a human story. Here's a kid that has been given an opportunity that it didn't have to do with him paying his own way. It's because of his commitment to the game and a great staff around him in that club, and a bunch of dads and moms that have supported him. They said, this kid deserves a chance. Well, we gave him a chance, and John Fitzgerald and staff, coaches are paid to win games, and sometimes putting a 16-year-old player on the ice or on the gridiron or on a soccer field is not a shortcut to winning, but our coaching staff did it anyway. Not only that, and he helped us out. And Dylan will be back with us this year. And there's other good stories, which I can't tell you yet, Peter, that are coming with other young players.
You're holding back information from me again.
Yeah, we can't. I have to hold it back, but we wouldn't want to. We would spread it out anyway. But
I know.
Yeah, so that's proof of concept. That's who we're all about, Peter. And the fact that we actually can show that this concept can work. I know that Dylan personally, his story is that if you saw the interviews across media and in print with the New York Post, great Alex Mitchell, great writer on this team that actually cares about New York and Long Island.
Yes, good friend of mine.
That he wants to play. He wants to play in Spain. This kid one day, and you know what? We're going to see what we can do to help him get there.
Yeah, listen, you shouldn't tell anybody you don't tell anybody they can't do something. If he's that talented and he has already shown maturity far beyond his years, and how great would it be if he's able to get to that point, playing in Spain or even playing, U.S. national team, whatever it might be, that he got his start playing at American Soccer Club New York.
And that's what we're all about, because this is an international game. That's the beauty of it. And there's other kids in camp. We have other teenagers in camp training with men. Any player in any European country or South American country, and to, I should say even Central American country, if they were 16 or 15 or 17, they'd be playing with the reserve team. They'd be playing with men. They would not be playing in their age group. They'd be playing up. And that's the difference. We have to make that happen in this country. And in many places it is, but really right now we're worried about Long Island, Nassau, Suffolk County, and Queens, a little bit of Brooklyn, that we want to give that chance. And we want to put them in training with our great staff and our very, very good players.
And one other thing that I know I can mention because it's posted on social media, but you've got a contest going on right now with for the fans to select the jersey that you guys are going to wear this year, and that's something exciting. Anytime you can have that interaction with your audience and with your fans to be able to do that, what's that process been like, and when do you make the announcement as to what the jersey is going to be?
Yeah, we have great sponsors. LifeVac is on the front of this great jersey. Orland Cohen, Northwell Health is on the back of Orthopedic. It's on the back of our jersey. We have some exciting new sponsors coming in, but they're all because of our partnership with Macron, the Italian Bologna, Italy-based company that has its North American headquarters in Bridgeport, Connecticut. A quick ferry ride away. I've been there a lot. I should have stock in that Long Island Ferry right now. But Macron is amazing. They have an online store through the American Soccer Club of fantastic world-class clothing, sportswear, soccer-specific wear, and Macron and our club put together this contest for our third strip. So this is pretty exciting stuff. So I think tomorrow's the last day, and then we're going to declare a winner, and we're going to have a reveal party and a launch party where we put that jersey out there and hopefully wear it on opening day. So I have an idea of which one of those A, B, C, or D is winning. But if you want to go ASC New York spelled out, ASCNEWYORK.com. You can still vote today and tomorrow. Close of business tomorrow. The voting will be done, and we'll have our new strip to reveal. So it's exciting stuff and a lot of fun.
Jim, I've always been discouraged as a soccer fan because I think a lot of these apparel companies don't take into account that there are large-sized people who like soccer. And I worked for the Cosmos, and it was always a struggle to get something that fit me. So do you think Macron can sew together about 6 or 7 jerseys so that get one that would fit me?
Hey, it's not just you, Peter. It's the Italians. The Italians seem to be a much slimmer built human being than the American audience is, and I don't. Maybe it's the healthier food. Who knows what it is? Maybe less of a stressful lifestyle. But yeah, whatever. If you wear a large, you're going to get an XL or a double XL. If you wear an XL, you're going to get a triple.
Keep
XL.
going, Jim.
So
keep going.
We just got to
keep going.
Right. Well, we got some big guys on this team in our not so much our players, but our supporters and our investors. So we've been able to work it out, Peter. We'll figure something out. Yeah. We've got something with your name on it.
Thank you. I appreciate it. We'll have to contact the tent maker maybe to figure that out for me to get a jersey. Jim, thank you.
People don't know Peter. Peter's built like a football player, so we'll find something for him.
Well, I appreciate that. Jim, thank you so much for a few minutes. Best of luck with American Soccer Club New York and the Fighting Tomcats, and excited for what lies ahead in 2026.
Thank you, Peter. It's been great. Great talking to you. Great stuff. Big days ahead. Thanks again.
Absolutely. Jim Kilmeade, he is the managing partner and general manager of American Soccer Club New York. A lot of great things happening, including that partnership with the New York Cosmos. Now it's time for What's Hot at TicketBash.com. Tonight the Nets host the Knicks at Barclays Center. The Rangers host the Blues at Madison Square Garden. Wednesday, the Islanders host the Bruins at UBS Arena. That is Matt Barzell bobblehead night. And we will be going to that game, and I look forward to adding the 575th bobblehead to the Schwartz house. It seems like that. I don't think it's quite that many, but sometimes if you look around the house and you see bobbleheads everywhere, it could be in the thousands sometime. We'll see. The Devils host the Blues at Prudential Center as well on Wednesday. Saturday night, this is a great event coming to Madison Square Garden. Red Hot Hockey, Cornell meeting Boston University. And if you're an Islanders fan, you're going to want to go to that game because Boston University has one of the Islanders' top prospects in Cole Eiserman, and he's back from injury, and he's expected to play at the Garden on Saturday night. And also this Sunday, the Jets host the Falcons at MetLife Stadium. Could you imagine the poor souls that are going to be going to that game? Like this one? The poor souls? Maybe, if everything works out correctly. Upcoming shows and concerts. Upcoming shows and concerts. Comedian Louis C.K. is at the Beacon Theater tomorrow, November 25th, and Wednesday, November 26th. Tony, are you a fan of Louis C.K.?
I am.
Yeah, okay. So you get a chance to go see him tonight or tomorrow or Wednesday at the Beacon Theater. Z100's Jingle Ball coming up on December 12th at the Garden. Stevie Nicks will be at Barclays Center November 19th, and the Jonas Brothers at UBS Arena on December 21st. Get the best seats at the best prices with no service fees at TicketBash.com. It's time for the Sports Bash Media poll question of the day, and we post a new question every Tuesday and Thursday, but this week it's Monday and Tuesday on the Sports Bash Media X/Twitter page. Mets fans, are you happy with the Brandon Nimmo trade. And you have three choices: yes, no, or it depends on what else they do. For me, and again, I'm not a Mets fan, but I think it depends on what else they do. Tony, you are the resident Met fan here on the program. Your thoughts, your reaction. We just talked about Brandon Nimmo last week on the show. I asked you if you thought he was going to be on the team. You said yes, or I think you said I hope so.
Yes,
well, now he's not. So your reaction to the trade and how you feel about it.
Well, since you did bring it up, I'm blaming you. But I'm sad about it because I was a fan, but I do think it's probably a good thing.
Yeah, I think so. I think they clear some salary, as I mentioned before, and you bring in a good leader into the clubhouse, and we'll see what else David Stearns has up his sleeve. It's time for the Coaches Collectibles Item of the Week. And wow, another big win for the Islanders last night, 1-0 in a shootout over the Seattle Kraken, and the Islanders were losing the shootout until Bo Horvat tied the game in round 3, and then Kyle Palmieri won the game in round 4. So we have for you the Bo Horvat 11 by 14 signed photograph. That is the Coaches Collectibles Item of the Week, and Horvat is off to a terrific start this season for the Islanders. Coaches Collectibles, your number one source for 100% authentic sports memorabilia and live public autograph events. Now, some upcoming events from Coaches Collectibles. Islanders forward Emil Heineman on Wednesday, December 3rd from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. at Rip-It Card Company in Cedarhurst. Mets broadcasters Gary Cohen, Keith Hernandez, and Ron Darling, the best booth in baseball, on Saturday, December 6th from 11 a.m. to 12:30 at Mulcahy's in Wantagh. I believe Tony has already purchased his ticket for that event. Yes, you're looking forward to that at Mulcahy's. Sunday, December 14th, also at Mulcahy's in Wantagh, 2 events from Coaches Collectibles. And you better get your ass in the jackpot in this one and give yourselves a shot. 10:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m., a public signing with Terry Collins and umpire Tom Halliard. Of course, if you're a Mets fan or you're a big baseball fan, you know that that video that surfaced with that argument between the two. So that's funny that they're going to be at the same signing. And also that day, 11 a.m. to 12:30, a signing with Mets third baseman Brett Beatty. For more information on all of these events, visit coachescollectiblesny.com. The John Thiessen Children's Foundation will hold their annual holiday gala Thursday, December 4th at Mulcahy's in Wantagh. The foundation is celebrating 34 years of giving. For more information, please visit jtcf.org or call 516-679-5098. Now, no show on Thursday because it's Thanksgiving, so we'll have our regular Tuesday show tomorrow. And I want to do some different stuff on the program because it's the last show before the holiday. So, Tony, you have a little homework assignment before tomorrow as well. I know I didn't tell you about this, but I'm telling you now. We're going to do a little sports-related what I'm most thankful for on the show tomorrow. So you come up with a list, or maybe it's 1 or 2 things that you are most thankful for in terms of sports. You can include family too as well. I plan on doing that as well. So we're going to do that on the show tomorrow. And I could tell you that local soccer fans are very thankful because we want to congratulate Gotham FC on their second championship in the last 3 years. They beat Washington 1-0 in the championship game in San Jose on Saturday night, and we are expected to have a player from that team on the show tomorrow to talk about that. And we are also, and I know I didn't give you a picture yet because I didn't get one yet, so that's why don't worry about it. You didn't miss anything. But this coming Thursday, Thanksgiving morning, and I am so privileged and honored to be part of this great event. It's the Nassau County Senior Bowl. It's the best seniors, Nassau County football, playing an all-star game at Mitchell Athletic Complex on Thanksgiving morning. I've been the PA announcer for a few years for that game, and I'm very, very honored that they asked me to come back and do that again on Thursday. So you're going to have the best of the best seniors graduating, and of course the ones that are still playing for the Long Island Championship with their respective high schools are not playing in this game. But aside from that, a lot of great talent's going to be on the field. And on the show tomorrow, Dan Agavino, who's part of the Coaches Foundation on Long Island in Nassau County, and helps put that game together. He is going to join us here on the show tomorrow for a few minutes to talk about that game. It really is a wonderful event. Hopefully we'll get some better weather than last year. Last year the game was played in a monsoon and didn't exactly provide for some crisp play at times in the game, but all I would say is that each and every player that's on the field, and some of them will be playing their final ever football game, because not everybody goes on to play football in college. So for a lot of these seniors that are playing in this game, it's their last time on a football field. So that'll be fun to see on Thursday. And that will do it for this edition of Sports Bash, presented by TicketBash.com and Ryan Anthony Head Start Fund. Thanks to my guests on the show, Ryan McDonald from the cast of Shoresy and the Shoresy Classic coming to UBS Arena on December 10th. And also thanks to Jim Kilmeade, the managing partner and GM of American Soccer Club New York, for joining us. A lot of great things going on with that soccer team, so stay tuned for more announcements about that. Thanks to our social media coordinator, Leanne Burgess, and thanks to Tony Walker and everyone here at Governors. Sports Bash is sponsored by the Embassy Diner in Bethpage, by Coaches Collectibles, and by the Marty Lyons Foundation. For our entire crew, I'm Peter Schwartz. Thanks for watching and listening, and Sports Bash is back tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Have a great day, everybody.